Hello. Welcome all to Sketching with Izzy. Let me know if you can hear me, see me, all that good stuff, and see the screen. Alex Guy, welcome. Hi, Kilrathi. Good to see y'all on. So today we're going to start with a palette, I think. I'm going to be doing an unusual color scheme. Ultimately it will be my colors, but I'm starting in a weird way, which should be fun. You can see I got my little palette up here. Some colors I picked. Don't know what I'm gonna paint. Hopefully it'll work better than last time. How y'all doing? How was your week? Did you have a good time? Get a lot of shit done? It has been a busy week for me. But that's becoming the norm. That's the job. Just want to make sure I'm not on the palettes layer. Canine Brush, welcome. Not a lot. We're just doing some painting today. It's beautiful out, so after the show, I'm probably going to go and have a drink at an outdoor pub we've got up here in Oregon. We have all of these really amazing restaurants called McMenamins here, and it's this, I think it's a family, I think it's brothers, and what they do is they go and buy these sort of historic buildings and properties around Oregon, particularly the Portland area, but I mean, they kind of get spread out. And they install these like pub house, steak joints, and they keep a lot of the decor. So I went to one actually last week that was a former high school, I think. And I mean, it was the whole school. I got lost. There were halls everywhere. And then each room was like a little tiny bar or a restaurant or a seating place, and then they had a courtyard outside. It was so cool. And this one that's near me that I like to go to is an old roadhouse built out of, I think it's an old barn and stuff like that. Super cool. So that's where I'm going today. It's going to be my belated birthday celebration. It should be fun. Socially distanced, only a few people. My birthdays are usually ragers. Let's be honest. Alex, your week's been great. You've been drawing and learning how to think in 3D. That's awesome. Working on your shading. Hey, that's awesome. So what, have you found any particular challenges with your discoveries with 3D? Kind of spatial thinking? Very important stuff. This kind of reminds me how I started a painting I did a long time ago for Wizards called, what was the card called? The Sensor Splicer. And it's this really weird kind of bone-based robot. I think something like that might be interesting. These colors are very, it's like marrow and bone and weirdness. Might be fun. Let's see what we can make. I don't get to do much painting on the job, with the art direction. So I take any chance I can get, like when I'm doing feedback for our external artists. Every now and then I'll just throw in a quick portrait. So I am wildly out of practice. Turning cubes in your mind, that's awesome. Trying to structure basic forms in your mind. So how complex are they getting? I never started with primitives. I think that's one of those you know, if there is such a thing as talent, that's one of the things that I kind of just started with was I'm very, I have a strong spatial imagination. And so I've always been able to turn forms in my head. The hard part was translating that into paint, translating what I could see and imagine into a painting. But it's I think starting with primitives is a really good way to practice. And simple objects, you know, think about an apple, that sort of thing. I went to college with a friend. She has that, what is it? Aplastasia? No, what? I can't remember the term for it, where you can't visualize things. And she was an art student that struggled with visualizing things. So she was really, really good at observational stuff, but she always would complain about it being difficult to imagine, you know, stuff and make it up. Whereas I hated painting stuff that I looked at and much preferred making things out of my head. It's weird. Aphantasia, thank you, Ixie. What was I thinking of? Is that's some kind of surgery, I think, or like probably maybe a deformity of the bones. I can't remember. Let's shrink this guy down. I want to tell a little story here. Something simple. I remember when that Aphantasia video went around. There was one that I think she was an animator or something for, I can't remember what studio, I want to say Disney, but she put out a video about this condition, and I had never heard of it before, and my friend sent it to me and was like, holy shit, this is what I have, and this is why I struggled. And it's like, oh my god, that makes so much sense. That shit is kooky dukes. Sort of figuring out my lighting as I go. I like to do that by, you know, I'll grab a dark and just start picking out where my accent values might end up. And then I sort of direct the light, direct where everything's going to go. And by making these decisions early and being bold about them, and if you know I can make mistakes, mistakes are welcome and good. I can get to the finish faster. It's supremely valuable in terms of saving your time and being economical with your painting. I am not using the darkest darks. This is not black at all. This is let's see, that's about a 30%, 33%, something like that, dark. So by just changing that form shadow, I've now moved the light, and I have to obey that everywhere. So the cast shadow is now down here. Great voices, welcome. Alex says, observational skills and imagination are very distinct one from another. Yeah, that's true. But they can inform each other a lot. For example, imagination can help observation because then you can do things like turn a form in your head, even though you can't see the back side of that thing. You can fill out the pieces. And then observation will always be massively important with your imagination because it will give you a visual vocabulary in which to dip for your original content. I'm thinking this, like the thing that I really liked about the sensor splicer is that it was sort of ambivalently macabre, and I'd like to kind of capture that here. It might mean a color shift. We'll see. We'll just go with this until either an idea really springs to mind and it's better, or we'll just finish it. That's generally how I do this stuff. Sometimes when you can't paint like that, like I was just trying to, you've accidentally selected like a pixel or something. You didn't quite delete your entire selection. So Control D to deselect. It's the first thing I check when brush isn't working. There's like a whole sort of checklist of likely things that I've learned to look out for when Photoshop seems to be misbehaving. That's top of the list for that kind of misbehavior. I like painting robots. It's fun. It's interesting that I decide on the light sources very early. I think if you're going to start with paint the way I do, and I don't always start this way, and I don't recommend it as the only way to start, it's a good idea to think about light as soon as you are comfortable, because the light is going to be informing how you paint, right? Those things are totally connected. Canine Brush, great to catch you live, man. It's Hazem. I don't know if you remember. I remember you, man. How's it going? Welcome. One that sent you out on the art journey 8 years ago. Has it really been 8 years? Holy shit. Wow. Goddamn, time flies, huh? Dude, you're absolutely welcome. It's been a pleasure. How's the paint journey going for you? How's the art journey? What are you up to these days? So I'm thinking about potential shapes, overlaps. I want to accentuate anatomy, even though there is no anatomy in a robot. And that will help with that macabre application I'm after. So I'm looking for ribs, I'm looking for sternum right now. Just ways that I can design this form so that I'm hitting those thematic beats. Going good. Just doing freelance. Set up a studio in your hometown. That's awesome, man. That's so great. I'm really glad to hear it. Who knows? We'll figure out what that is later. Now that I have kind of a bit of a structure to work from, I can start pushing the pose a little bit more. We first chatted when I was working on God of War. Yeah, that was a long time ago. Am I still cruising around on my boat? I am not. My boat is in Mexico. I am up in Portland, Oregon right now. I actually left the boat a year before coming up here. I still have the boat. It's in Mazatlan, but it's been on sale for a couple of years now, and it's sort of like if things clear up, I'll be able to go down there, for a winter home or something like that when it's all cruddy here. But no, I needed a break from the boat because in the last few months that I was living on it, I was sailing back and very nearly went down. And the experience was harrowing, if you will. Yeah, the boat very nearly sank with me and a crew member on it. I was close enough to land that I imagine I probably would have had rescue. It wasn't the most life-threatening, even though I totally panicked. But it was just such a uncomfortable experience that I just needed to get off the boat for a while. And I haven't really gone back. I've stayed on it once since then. Oh, it's okay. I mean, it was an awesome experience. I mean, even now, I have the story of the time that I almost sank in a sailboat, off the coast of Mexico, and the Navy having to come out and save me. And yeah, it was crazy, crazy shit. It's a good story. Thug, welcome. Bubek, hello, welcome. Glad you guys could join. How y'all doing today? Yeah, I have no regrets about the experience. But in a funny way, it almost feels like it happened to somebody else. It's been so long. But that's how my brain kind of works. I narrativize the past, and then it becomes not a thing anymore. And then eventually I'll completely forget it. I was not too long ago, I think last weekend actually, I was hanging out with some high school friends, and some that I hadn't seen in like 15 years, something like that. And some of the topics that we covered, about the past, I don't remember them at all. Like it's completely different person. So that's a cool thing about how my brain works that I enjoy is like constantly re-meeting whoever Izzy is or was. There's certainly a period of time where a vast majority of that is cringe, but because I don't remember it, it's not something I think about very much. Funderwunk, hey, welcome. You were drinking too late last night, so medium well. Oh, thug, are you hungover, brother? How bad is it? Like munted? Did you get fully munted? Also impressive that you decided to check into to Twitch. God, when I'm super hungover, I just want to lay down. I don't want to do anything. Just sit and watch TV and moan. Well, in lieu of too much Valheim last night, I ended up futzing around trying to set up the NFT thing. So I'm now the proud owner of some Ethereum. So I can start doing that shit. I think the first things, and this certainly pertains to chat here, the first things I'm going to be putting up will be some of the nicer finished paintings that I've done here on stream. So you can pick it up and own it for your very own. I don't know how alien I want to get this. I think it needs to feel more human. You've been thinking about how painter artists will set up the crypto thing and running? Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen a lot. There's been a few, but I have not seen a lot of digital painters putting up NFTs. So I'm hoping I can catch it on the upswing and maybe ride a little bit of a wave. I know I'm definitely too late for the big juice, because everybody and their mother right now is trying to get onto that to do what I want to do. But that's okay. You know, it's like any other art market. There's room for you. But the issue right now is I don't think a lot of collectors on there are collecting for art specifically. They're collecting based on sort of prospective investment, which is it's a way to do it, and it is if you happen to be an artist that hits all those marks, being a strong investment and a popular artist, you're going to do real well. You've nearly drowned as of late. Yeah, we all have our punchable phase. I wouldn't worry too much about it. I think that's just being a kid. You're just very punchable when you're a kid. NFTs are definitely the future. It's just the environmental impact. Yeah, once they sort that out, I think that will be valuable. You know, one major concern of the crypto art thing is the environmental stuff. I read a little bit about it. I don't know too much about the details of that, but I did see that is an issue. When I posted that I was going to do it, I basically got the flood of articles from concerned friends, and just haven't had the time to completely do the research. Crypto is some hyper-capitalist shit. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's trade. Trade is always going to be pretty fucking hyper-capitalist. Go for ultra thin, I think. Will you just color pick what I tell you to, you pig fucker? I think we're gonna do like a big oversized clavicle. Where do I work these days? I am currently working for an animation studio doing art direction on a new show. It is also part of why I'm reluctant to jump straight back into boat life, because it's been kind of interesting. Like it's almost like the industry was waiting for me to come back, because I got, as soon as I got back and was kind of settled in, I started like poking around for jobs, and it's been, you know, knock on wood for me, I've been very fortunate to find work quickly, and like the offers were substantial, like in terms of my goals for a career. So it's been great. Yeah. There's a list of all the NFT marketplaces grouped by eco and non-eco. Oh, thanks. If you could send me that in Discord, Doug, I'll click on that later. Artists can't be starving for all of the time. No. It's true. I am a scout in the kingdom of Albion. Saying of which, did you see what I did last night? Thug and I Thug's got a server for Valheim, and I've been playing on that pretty religiously, actually. It's almost a full-time job. The amount of hours I put in per week is shocking. I'm highly addicted to that game. I never thought it would happen, but here I am. It's a great game. So much fun. Social media plays a big part in the exposure and curation of artists in the crypto space. I think that's true, and that's one of the things that's continued to be a real struggle for me. Is I have not been able to break in to social media. I have, and that sounds like pretty whingy when you're talking about I think I have 10,000 followers on Instagram, which sounds really huge, and it is, but relatively for the people that are my peers, I'm way behind, like hundreds of thousands of followers behind. I'm not really good at managing it. It just happens, so my hope is that with my small following, maybe I can break into a different community with the crypto folk and get support that way. We'll see. For now, it's just going to be, because they won't know who I am when I start showing on those galleries, it's just going to be the artwork itself that's speaking. And lately, there's been some really good stuff going up. The answer to artists or people in general starving doesn't reside in endless speculation by already wealthy individuals. Yeah, you're not wrong. It certainly is. It's more of a trade right now than it is an art forum. But that's not to say that it won't be and that it won't evolve more. The thing is with something like crypto right now, there is so much that is unknown about it. It's very new, for so much so that a lot of people don't even realize that it's a thing. And I have a feeling that we will see the crypto space regarding art evolve significantly beyond right now, which is just sort of a gold rush for collectibles. Like there are art galleries already now. I think Beeple has a show that's going to be, what did they estimate that value at, Thug? What was it, like 67 million? That's basically gallery art. And if you examine the reality of the gallery art scene, like actual collectors, it's exactly the same thing. It's super capitalist. It's it's clout. It's a whole scene. It's all built around money and extravagance. So I don't see why crypto art would be any different. I couldn't blame it for that. Are you late for the NFT talk? Nope, we're still chatting about it. You will later today. Yeah, I'll probably be on tonight. I basically went scouting and set up portals. I did 2 new portals. Very far away. You still remember Thought Gun Shells with Peter Hahn and the Mumbai Sci-Fi? Oh yeah, Maggot. I actually, if you're interested in that still, I rewrote it and did a bunch of editing, and it's now available on I can never, Tapio, whatever that comics. It's on webcomics, and it's on I can't remember the name of it. I want to say Tapio, but I don't think that's it. And yeah, you can see the changes that I made. They're pretty significant. And it's a lot smoother. The story goes much better. But I rewrote it after writing Collar. So I had a lot more experience at that point in writing pitch premise. Buy them a drink and ask them to share work in the story. Yeah, that might do it. Crypto art will become a combination between stocks and art galleries. Alex, big high level collecting is already that. It's already that. 100%. NFTs feel proper cyberpunk and so clearly feels like it's here to stay. I actually agree. And that's one of the things I like about it, despite the current issues that it has regarding the environment, is it feels like a solid step towards changing how technology works and how our relationship with it. There's something about it that feels very cyberpunk. I think you nailed it right on the head there. Stonks. 13 messages were deleted. Sorry. Tapas. Thank you. Tapas.io. So tapas.io, if you go on there and look for Maggot, you can find the new version of it, and it's complete. Collar I left, I think, with one section unfinished. I haven't had time to get back to it. I was too busy writing script and the Bible for it. We were pitching it around, hoping to get a TV show made. We were just starting to get traction, and you'll never guess when. March 2020. And then all production shut down, and they stopped looking for new content. Boo! But maybe it'll come back. We'll see. I think it's a good concept. Thank you, Thug. Actually, if you want to find any of my stories or connections to videos, there's izzymedrano.com, and it has all the links. I keep forgetting to actually talk about that because I haven't actually looked at the site in a year. But it's still there, and it's got the goodies on it. I need to update that thing. I commissioned a programmer to build the site for me, and they did a great job, but one of my goals was to make it so that it was very easy to update, and they ended up not satisfying that particular need. It happens, no biggie. Just websites are kind of dead anyway. Many social media popular artists are starting to ride the wave, and they'll share about it with all their followers. That's how it'll gain traction. It's already got traction because the big money people are doing it. So if you follow trends, basically, you know, all of these big spenders are going to popularize it. And then once it gets, I mean, right now is a great time to get into this thing if you're looking to purchase, because you can get a lot of arts for cheap. And if it's something good, or if it sort of takes off, then, and by that I mean the art itself, if the artist takes off and becomes ultra popular, then you have an investment that you can resell for pretty huge returns. So I think it's already started. The waterfall has begun. The trickle is long past. All right, Doug, we'll catch you later. All right, Hazem, take it easy, man. Get some rest. Thanks for hopping on for a little bit. Appreciate that. I keep shrinking it because I keep wanting to see more of whatever this thing is. I think let's get something a little bit brighter and a little bit richer here. Probably a little too far there. Let's knock it back a touch. A smidge, a skosh. Pelvises are fucking weird. It's such a strange construction. Great voices, take it easy. Good to see you for a bit. This construction is not working just yet. Draw of all, you wish you could hear my thoughts when I'm painting? I'm happy to explain anything. It's totally an open book here. We can talk about anything. So if you have any specific questions. Do I make a story in my mind when I'm painting, or rather let it occur on its own? Usually, what happens is I start out with some shapes, like we did here, and when the shapes kind of inspire something, you know, like seeing shapes in the cloud, you know, it's a turtle. Um, I start to form an idea of what the object could be, and then to me, you cannot have an image or should not have an image that doesn't have a story. So I immediately start thinking about what is the narrative that I'm going to apply to this thing. And I found this to be a very successful way to approach concept art as well, is that I try not, even if I never tell anybody what the story is, there's a story to me. And by virtue of kind of imbuing it with that narrative, it makes decision making when you're inventing something whole cloth much easier, because then you're like, well, what's the story? Okay, how can I communicate that story easier? And then the decisions just start to cascade from there. So in some ways, even though it seems complicated, it makes the whole painting process way easier, way easier. And it makes it seem like, you know, you had somewhere to go from the beginning, and I rarely do. I just kind of just go. It's my philosophy. So one of the things that I know material-wise that I loved about doing the sensor splicer painting was painting these bone-plated robots, and they treat the bones. I think it's phyrexia. They treat the bones as organic, so they have transiluminosity, and I love transiluminosity. Obviously, I do it all the time, but it's a cool thing to do, and it gives it that kind of creepy, organic, macabre look that I'm after. So I'll be pumping in lots of saturation in order to create that effect. But I will, you know, that's an easy thing to add, and right now I'm more concerned with construction. Now, traditionally, a skull has a lot of really different and interesting shapes that kind of make it the skull, all of these little bumps and things like that. But I'm not focusing on that too much, because I'm trying to also simplify to make it clear that this is a construct. It's not actually just bones on something. That's right, Sergio. Alex, thanks so much for that sub. Post links to your heart's content. What you got there? Think Let's merge this down. And let's do a quick liquefy. That's not actually better. Something about the arrangement isn't working with the face. So, when in doubt, scrub it at. Maybe I need to actually make the eyes the eye sockets rather, a little bit bigger. Yeah, that might be it. Yeah. You guys watch any cool movies or shows lately? Yeah. Oh, I can think of one I just saw. I just saw this week while I was working. I decided to put on rando movie, and I watched Love and Monsters. If you haven't seen it, you got to watch it. It's so good. It's a very dumb sort of 80s movie. It's basically Zombieland, but with monsters. But god damn it, it's so fun. And the monster designs are super cute. It is a new favorite of mine. I highly, highly recommend. Yeah. How are we doing on time? An hour? Hey, that's not bad. Got a lot done. Got the eyes pointing in the wrong direction slightly, but I think I'll move the hand rather than the eyes. It's all right. These things, they happen. Have I heard about Thomas Chamberlain? No. Sounds like an artist. I'm really bad with names though, so it's possible I have heard of them, but I don't know. I don't normally put in sky fill this quickly, but I'm just experimenting today. We're just going to have some fun. Just merge it down. Thanks, Bubek. I like pink glow too. That's a favorite. Pink atmosphere from an alien planet? Yes. Where perhaps this robot's been abandoned or killed everybody. It went from sad to horrifying real fast, didn't it? Might have to make that a little cooler, I think. I don't know, we'll see. It's a bad tangency. I'm gonna have to do something about that. Wrong spot. Maybe we'll just leave it. Keep forgetting it's on one layer. That burns your eyes. Oh my god. A second to readjust. Whew. Dan Rob, welcome. Thanks. I watched it. It was pretty good. We can't talk about it though. Can't cause no spoilers here. It's a spoiler free Twitch. Did you like it? That's all good. I found it entertaining, the show, but I am very marveled out at this point. I know that I am very much in the minority on that, so I don't mind. Got about 20 minutes. See what we can wrap up in that time. Welcome back, Doug. How are the nieces? Nice. That's very cute. They'd fallen out over bowl color? What? That sounds like that must be ultra English, because I have no idea what you're talking about. Oh, wow. So some world-changing stuff. If Marvel contacted me to redesign a character for a film if I wanted, who would I pick? Like which character? Hmm. Like, and they have to have already been in the Marvel universe or cinematic universe, of course, because it would be a redesign rather than a design. Hmm. I think I could have a lot of fun with MODOK. Exactly. Definitely up my alley. I like what they've done with him. I think it looks pretty fun. I'm not I'm not even really interested in it as a Marvel property, just like it looks funny as hell. One of my new coworkers helped with that project, so I got to learn about it a little bit early, and it sounds epic. The trailer is funny. Who else would I redesign? Hmm. It's like a lot of that stuff is so iconic now. It would be hard to imagine it in a different light. Um, and I don't. I like the movies, and I really enjoy the artwork that the guys over there do. But I'm not a big fan of the strap porn kind of texture-based costume design, because they feel really similar to me. I know that it's an aesthetic, and I mean, they own it. Like, there's no way anybody else could do anything like that and not have it feel like a Marvel thing. So I totally understand it, but I think because everybody kind of has a similar cut, and the materials are treated similarly, they feel too much like they're on the same team. Like, what I would do is try to push character design so that the characters feel connected, like unified, but unique, like really unique. I would definitely like painting, like redesigning all the monsters. I just like making monsters, so it wouldn't even need to be Marvel stuff. But when it comes to like just fan art things, there's not really anything that I would want to paint. I've never really been much for fan art, which is much to my detriment, I know. Gambit. Okay, I would fan art a Gambit. Captain America. It would be interesting. Like, for me, it would be about wanting to design creatures and characters that are like not perfect. So even then, my approach to Captain America would be to add narrative and drama and push it. And that, folks, is why I'm not working for Marvel, because they know my aesthetic probably would not be a good match. Although I'd love to work with those guys again. I love that whole team. They're all so great. They're amazing artists and super chill. See, I don't even know who Beta Ray Bill is. I know the name. I know it's Marvel, but I don't know who it is because I haven't read that many of them. You'd insert Judge Dredd into everything? Fuck yeah. Sign me up for that. Judge Dredd versus the Avengers. Yes. Those future crossovers. You gotta get What's-His-Bucket back in, though. He was a perfect Dredd. Stallone. That's the one. Hey, thanks, Gear Doran. Appreciate that. I have made the hand much too delicate and tiny. There's a character in the MCU that I would think needs a redesign and would want to redesign it because I feel like it needs a redesign. It would be the weapon maker, the dwarf. I don't know the character's name. Played by Dinklage. And I found his design very strange. I loved Fat Thor. I thought that was great. And that he wasn't like miraculously thin in the denouement. So many Avengers would feel the law. That's right, they would. I think this is going to land firmly in the sketch range. We're not going to do a full finish on this guy. But it was a fun little sketch to do. How long am I streaming for? About 10 more minutes. And then I am done for now, for the day. Usually when it's more quiet, I get the paint done quicker and move on with the tasks. Yeah, I can Valheim for a little bit. Let's see, what time is it? 1:30. So my birthday thingy is gonna probably be around 4. Yeah, I could do a couple hours. No, I don't like any of that. save my transformation. I forget that it does that. Cool. I think that's it for today. Quick 2-hour little painting for fun, shits and or giggles. Glad you all could join. I don't think we'll be doing a raid today, but next time. So, yeah, take it easy. Thank you all for joining. Till next time, paint smart, paint sexy.